Paxton Music and Life, welcome to my channel. For all those that are not subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you hit like, and also make sure you hit that bell to get the notifications for all my latest videos. What's up, you guys? Paxton Music and Life, and I'm back here. And this is just me on here talking. Kind of wanted to go over, a subject about when you know you're good at what you do. I'm not in the studio, but I'm sitting here on the computer. And I kind of just wanted to cover that topic, man, because I think that there's a whole lot of people that are great at what they do. And sometimes we might not feel like we're good at what we do. And so we kind of suffer the conclusion in our mind that maybe we will just settle for whatever comes with the fact of not accepting that we're good at what we do. What do I mean by that? We kind of sell ourselves less than what we really are. And we kind of accept whatever comes, right? So we go, okay, I'm kind of okay at what I do. Sorry, you guys, I'm going to make me something to eat while I'm talking to you. So we kind of go, well, we're kind of good at what we do because we don't want to really accept the fact that we're really good at what we do. So we second guess ourselves and we settle for less than that, when in reality, you're actually good at what you do. You're very good at what you do, but you keep questioning if you're good at what you do. So you end up settling for that thought in your mind. But every time you do, it doesn't matter what you do, work, talent, leadership. Sometimes we get caught up in not accepting that we're good at what we do because we allow other people to get in our minds, or it becomes competitive with those that are not, they might not be as good as we are in what we do. And so we kind of end up accepting whatever they say, the naysayers say to us, or the ones standing on the sidelines. We kind of just go with whatever they say. And we accept the narrative of whatever is given to us. When we know we're better than that, we clearly know that we are better than what we think that people think of us, because you're the one that has experienced that. You're the one that has lived that. You're the one that have walked into that light. Sorry, man, I'm sitting here trying to hold this phone. You're the one that walked that path and that light. So if you're not believing that about yourself, then how do you expect other people to believe that? I mean, I'm just noticing the trend of people today. And that's in anything. Like I said, it's not about music. It's just about life. And you just got a lot of people who love to discourage a person if they're doing something very positive or successful and it's working for them. Then people want to kind of, and I'm not speaking about myself, although I've been through that. And every once in a while I still deal with, you deal with those jealous people, right? But how do you know you're good at what you do? That's what this is about, right? That's what my conversation is about. How do you know you're good at what you do? You know how you know? You're going to have very, very few friends. I hate to say that. When you're good at what you do, it leaves no room, unfortunately, for friends. And why is that? You should be able to have friends, right? But here's a real reality. When you're good at what you do, it's a very lonely place, because what happens is then even the ones that are supposed to be your friends become almost bothered by you, in a sense of, I hate the word jealousy, so I'm not going to use that word. They become bothered by you in the sense of maybe there's something they've always wanted to accomplish in their life, and they did not accomplish it, and you did. And so therefore, henceforth, the enviness And you know, one thing about enviness is what comes with enviness. We already know that J word. I don't like using that word, but I'm going to use it. But what comes with enviness is the J word. Like I said, I don't really like using the J word, but that comes with it. So that's when you know you're great at what you do. You want to know if you're great at what you do? Look at that. And that'll tell you everything you need to know. You know, because I'm noticing in this world right now, to this day and age, shall I say, there are a lot of people that are just clearly jealous of people's moves. There's an old saying where they say, if you're making moves, keep it to yourself. I'm not 100% advocate to that. I just know sometimes you can be so good at what you do that people get jealous, man. People get angered by somebody that's doing something they're not. Now, this is what I will say. Everybody might not be successful in one area, but it doesn't mean they can't be successful in another, in an opposite area. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you might not have a person that's a great drum player, right? But they might be good at piano. You might not have a person that's a great piano player, but they might be good at drums. You might not have a person that's good at singing, but they might be good at rapping. You might not have a person that's good at rapping, but they might be good at singing. All right? Singing, rapping, singing, whatever. You know, all my life, you know, everybody watching this, somebody on this live, well, this is not live, somebody watching this video will understand what I'm saying. It's something special about the underdog. All my life, I've been an underdog. So I know there's tons of underdogs that are watching this. And there's something to say about an underdog. They're always underestimated. They're always looked over. My life has truly been me being an underdog. That's the story of my life. But I've always taken that opportunity and turned it into something great. Because I always say, okay, people doubt you, then you got to show them who you are by the hard work that you put in. Although there's a lot of people that might see me on YouTube that don't know my history and my past or what I've done, I don't get caught up if they don't know, because I know that I'm good at what I do. I know that pound for pound, if it comes to them and I competing in the same area, they're going to have a hard time competing with me, because I bring it when I bring it, musically, production-wise, business-wise, all of that, right? So we got to understand, when you're great at what you do, you're going to bring, unfortunately, there's a yin and yang in life, right? So you can't have the yin without the yang without the yin. It's a complete balance. So there's always going to be people that are going to have their opinions about you. There's going to be people who are just jealous of your moves. Like I said, I hate the J word, but we're going to use it for now. Hold on. Let me turn something off real quick, you guys. Too much noise in the background. Listen, man, there's going to be the naysayers, and they're going to do exactly what they're supposed to do, you guys. Hold on. I'm sorry, man. It's so freaking dark in here. Hold on. Sorry, it's just noisy as hell. Got to do that. Okay, back to what I was saying. Let me turn this off. There's going to be the naysayers, right? And those naysayers are going to do exactly what they're supposed to do. You can't have success without having the haters. So I'm just going to call it what it is. Jealousy. We're going to chop that up. We're going to chop it up to this. There's a lot of haters in the world. But remember this, you can't have success without the haters. I get a lot of I have to speak about my own history. Man, I've had people try it all. And when I tell you I've had people try it all, I've had people try to get a bag out of me. Had people try to hustle me. I just went through this crazy situation. Well, it was just ridiculous, man. And you deal with these cats who are not really in the music industry, but they will attach themselves to you to solidify their name because they're not in the industry. They didn't put in no work. They ain't put no records out. They ain't really have a history of putting records out or touring or working with anybody famous or very unfamous, right? But they will meet somebody that's doing something, and then they'll try to bounce off of that person. And one day I actually mentioned this person's name I'm talking about. Beware of fast talking dudes. Beware of guys who are not in the music industry. For all of you that have something you work so hard for, you're always going to get the Decepticons, right? You're always going to get the deceptive people that approach you, and what they're saying is going to sound good. It might even come in the form of them offering you money. It might come in the form of them seeming like really nice people. But it's all a plan to throw you off course. Because basically, how do you know you're great at what you do is the subject and what I'm talking about. And how you know is a lot of strange things will start to happen to you. Like I said, the haters, the people that's trying to be cool with you and swear they're your friend, but really they're just trying to get in, figure out how to destroy you. But what's for you, what God has for us, there's no man that can break that up. You feel what I'm saying? You can't pretend to be godly. I grew up in church. My mom was an evangelist, so I know I grew up in church with I'm seeing some fake people in church. But you can't pretend to be a godly person when you got ungodly moves in your spirit. But you think you're going to destroy a godly person. You know what the Bible says about destroying his people, right? You know what the Bible talks about stepping on his people. You might think you one of his people, but you ain't operating like one of his people, because when you operate out of love, you're not operating out of hurt. I just want y'all to remember that. And what I mean by that is when you're trying to hurt people, whether it's for either monetary gain or personal, you only hurting yourself. Yeah. You only and for that person that I'm talking to, I know you're watching this YouTube. I'm going to say it to you too. For those people that are hurting people, spiritually or physically, you're only hurting yourself. You ain't hurting that person. You might think for that moment you hurt them, but you're not hurting that person. You're only hurting yourself. Because ask yourself, how much further are you than you were the first time when you thought about trying to destroy a person or stop their opportunity? How much further are you with that accomplishment from the first time you try to do it to now? Where are you with it? How much further are you with that? I'm just saying, you need to reflect. Here's the thing, people. There is so much going on in the world. There's only 24 hours in a day. We spend 8 hours sleeping. So deduct that 8 hours, right? Going back and forth to work, that's probably all day. You're looking probably at another, maybe depending on how far people go. Let's just say on average, you spend another 2 hours going to work and getting back home. That's 10 hours, right? That leaves you with what? Another 13 hours? Another 14 hours? Then, you take a shower. Then you try to spend some time to yourself. You might watch TV for an hour or read a book. Before you know it, the day is gone, right? The day is gone. There's only 365 days in a year. Why spend that time being negative about somebody? Why spend that time trying to hurt somebody or be jealous of them? Hurt them spiritually, hurt them physically. Why? Like, what's the point? Like, I really don't understand. Like, what is it that you think you're going to get out of it? That's something you got to wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and ask yourself. What have you accomplished? Because I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to hurt the dude next to me. What has that gained me? But misery. That's a complete miserable place to be, because that means I don't love myself. That's what that means. I mean, that truly means that I really don't love myself, because I'm too busy sitting there trying to figure out a way to hurt somebody because I didn't get what I wanted, to hurt somebody because I lied to another person. So I got to cover my butt. I got to cover my butt because I lied. So I got to make it look good. So I got to keep the lie going. Now, the thing about a lie is, once you lie once, you got to lie again to cover, and you got to lie a third time to cover that lie up, and fourth time to cover that lie and that lie up. And you're not going to remember all the lies in the end. But when the two people finally get to talk, the two people, and I'm just showing you an example about how do you know when you're good at what you do, because deception will come in. People will come in and disrupt relationships. People will come in and try to disrupt opportunity and potential opportunities with their madness in their brain, because that's how they think, they operate. And if you look at the history of people like that, they have a horrible history in their life, in their relationships in general with people. They don't have a good history. If you meet anybody that's like that, that doesn't operate out of love, but they operate out of anguish, they operate out of greed, they operate out of selfishness, they have a very inconsistent history in everything they do. Trust me. And it's usually connected to a criminal background. Trust and believe what I'm saying. Usually guys like this have a criminal background, or women like that have a criminal background. It's the truth. I mean, I'm not telling you nothing that ain't true. You can go look up the history of it, because it's a pattern. People with patterns operate that way. So when you're working hard and you got people that seem to be jealous of you, or I said I didn't like the J word. So, but you have haters, right? You got to have the haters. Without the haters, you can't have that complete balance. That's what fuels the world, you guys. But you do have to do a third degree of separation from those negative people, those people that really don't want to see greatness for you. For those people pretending to be your friend and they're not. Trust me, man, I deal with fake people every day, and I know exactly who they are. The ones that I do deal with. Because I have this thing about people that say they my friends, but they don't keep in touch. I have a thing about that, because my thing is, if I'm always hitting you up and you only hit me up when you need something, you're not a friend. You're just somebody that looks at me as a convenient and whatever you think that I can make happen for you at that moment. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to know who you're dealing with, and you got to be careful with the people you put in your life. You can cause yourself extra problems by putting certain people in your life and trusting that they're going to be as good as you are to them. I've had all kinds of crazy situations in my life, but I've learned from them. And one thing I've learned is we have to be careful with those we bring into our life. We have to be careful. We have to do background checks on people. Listen, don't be afraid to tell the person, listen, I need to check on your background. Make sure you ain't got a criminal background, because bringing you in my life could cost me everything I have. You got to be like that, man, because we never know who we're dealing with. The devil is operating in the darkest level that it's ever operated in. So when you're great at what you do, the demons come out to play. Better believe that. So you have to make sure that you are well equipped with your battle gear on, because they coming out and they ain't playing no games. But love, positivity, and high vibration stops all. And the faith in God stops all. They can't hurt what he has meant to happen, what he has meant to be. They can't hurt it. Whatever's meant for all of you watching this, can no man or woman stop it? Nobody. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter what they say. Even if people told you ain't going to be successful, you ain't going to make it, don't listen to it. Just know to stay on exactly what you're doing. This is how you know you're great at what you do, because you'll start hearing people say the most negative things. People come in, try to disrupt you. People try to destroy you. Just stay on what you're doing. Take it from me. Stay on the straight and narrow. Artists, producers, managers, record label owners, just everyday people. that are dealing with this dynamic, and you really don't know what is it about you that keeps causing this person to be jealous. What is it about you that's causing this person to be a hater? And you're so confused about it. I mean, there used to be a time, man, when I was younger, I used to really sit around and be like, man, how come cats is, and this was back in the 80s. I used to say, why this guy jealous of me? It used to bother me to the point where I would cry about it. My mother used to tell me stuff, and my aunt that raised me. But as I got older, I started to understand that this is the dynamic that comes with being good at what you do. This is the dynamic that comes with being great at what you do. People are going to do, human nature is going to operate in vertical and horizontal levels. And some levels you're not going to see. And that's why you got to be spiritually inclined. You got to be spiritually prepared. That's why I meditate 5 to 6 times a day, because I want to be able to see it before it happens. My discernment is amazing, because the man upstairs gives me this discernment. I pick up on things, and I pick up on things people say. And you got to be spiritually prepared, because you never know what you're going to run into. The people out there that don't want to see you successful, they're going to always be there. It doesn't matter if you're very rich or very poor. The dynamic is the same, because even very poor people get jealous of each other because one might have a little bit more than another one. So it doesn't stop at the success level. It only magnifies the more you become successful. Just know that when you're great at what you do, no matter what it is, you're going to deal with this dynamic. And the way you combat that is your meditation. The way you combat that is be careful with those that you bring in your circle that are already disruptive and they have issues. If they already have issues in their life, don't bring them into your life. That's the first step. That's why you got to deal with people, and you got to get to know them. You can't let everybody in your life. You can't allow that sort of vibrations into your life, because you can take on other people's issues by even allowing them to be around you. So for all those on here that know me, you know what I'm saying. Y'all know how I am. And for all those that don't know me, one thing you'll know about Stone is, if you see me hanging with people or people hanging with me, just know that they're good people, because you won't see nobody around me. If you see anybody around me, it'll be women. I keep women around me because women will uplift you. Whenever a man is broke, hungry, and have nowhere to go, women are going to always be there for you. They're nurturing by nature. They have the mother thing in them. I don't keep a whole bunch of dudes around me. I don't hang with a whole bunch of dudes. I don't like to interact with a lot of guys, because I don't like dealing with enviness and then dealing with that turning into jealousy. So I stay away from people. And it's the real truth. If you live in Vegas and you know me, you'll say, man, where's Stone at? I see him in social media, but I barely see him out, because I don't go around people. I don't go to parties. I only go to red carpets and music industry events when my publicist tells me I have to be there. When I have to perform, then I'm there. If I got to go out of town or on tour, I go. Other than that, you won't see me, because I just don't put myself around people, because I don't trust allowing myself to be around people so that I can become the victim of things that I've dealt with in the past. The jealousy, the enviness, and people trying to figure out how to destroy you. People trying to, I done been through it all. So I'm sharing this with you because there is somebody that's sitting around and they're wondering, why do I work so hard and then I got people that's jealous of me? Why do I bust my butt and there's people jealous of me when all I do is care about people and try to show love to people? It's going to always be that way, unfortunately, but you just got to know how to operate in that world and keep those people away. If you're dealing with them at work, deal with them. Outside of work, don't deal with them. Always be aware and always meditate. Get into meditation. It'll help you see things before they happen. It'll help you know how to deal with those type of vibrations when it goes down. Trust me. I just wanted to get on here and share that because I have various conversations with people during the day, and certain things spark my energies to take me back to certain things I've been through and things that I still currently deal with from time to time. But how do you know you're great at what you do is when you have all kinds of people trying to discourage you. So don't be discouraged. Stay focused, stay on point, stay doing what you're doing, If you're good at what you do, you don't need nobody to tell you how to do it because you've been doing it. That's why you became good at it. You paid your dues. Nothing will ever be, I tell young guys, you'll never be able to compare to living. Live long enough. Those that have the experience have lived long enough to have it. If you haven't lived long enough and you don't have the experience they have, you don't know what they know. You might have heard of it, but you don't know how to apply it because you didn't live it and apply it like they did, because they have the experience. They've lived longer. So live longer. And if you can live as long as they have, you'll gain that experience and that knowledge, hopefully the knowledge. But until then, if you're good at what you do, young or old, stay to yourself, stay positive. Don't let nobody get in your head space. Stay away from people. Keep your vibration at the highest level and love people, man. And no matter what people do, just stay away from them. Even negative, positive people, cool. Welcome that. Negative people, you just propel them away. Keep people out of your life. The less people you have in your personal life, the less problems you have. I've learned that as through the years of getting older and older, the less people I had around me and in my life, the less issues I have. That's why I like operating in peace. Remember that. The less people you put in your life, the less problems you have. Try it. Trust me. It's like the best seasoning on food. Try that seasoning. Start getting rid of people out of your life and you'll see a lot of problems disappear. Listen, Stone Paxton Music and Life. I just wanted to stop in and do that. I did try to go live initially, but I'm just going to post this, you guys. See you on the next video, either me in the studio or me just chopping it up like this, you guys, okay? Talk to you soon. Peace and love. Thank you for all those that have subscribed to my channel. The Christmas video is dropping on Saturday, and the Christmas single is actually available on iTunes, but the video is dropping Saturday. Peace and love, and I'm out. Talk to you guys later. Ciao. Stone Paxton Music and Life.